hesitantly slinging her laptop bag across her shoulder. "Don't be silly. I was gonna head home early anyway. I got a ton of shit to do tomorrow," Gabby lied. "You go and have fun, Han. Think of me when you do," she added with a wink. "Don't you worry. Brandon won't be having any fun tonight. I'm exhausted." "Poor Brandon," Gabby said, laughing. "You're not even married yet, and he's already not getting any on a Friday night." "I'm easing him into July. The boy can't say he wasn't warned," Hannah returned. She looked uneasily around the restaurant again. "But I really hate leaving you here all alone, Gabby." Daisy's eyes caught Gabby's. "Maybe he'll come back," she mused with a sly smile as she wrapped a lilac cashmere scarf around her throat. Hannah smiled as if she'd just understood a dirty joke. Gabby felt the blood rush to her cheeks and she buried her face in her drink. All three of them knew who Daisy was talking about. The quirkily handsome recent MIT grad with the ginger hair who'd plopped down uninvited at the very same table last Friday night as happy hour was coming to a close. He'd charmed all three of them before the rest of his drunk entourage finally found him and pulled him away to hit another establishment down the block. He and Gabby hadn't talked for long, but for some reason she couldn't seem to get the guy out of her head. Jeff, his name was. And while she'd tried to convince herself that Mr. Still seeking gainful employment as an electrical engineer wasn't the sole reason she'd suggested Jezzy's to the crew for tonight's girls' night out, she couldn't deny he was a consideration. But she hadn't expected anyone else to know that. She rolled her eyes. "Hope not. Please, I'm not waiting on him." "Okay, then can I?" Daisy replied with a laugh, unwrapping the scarf that went perfectly with her gorgeous trench coat and trendy Alice and Olivia booties. Everything about Daisy always went together perfectly. Her cute name, her size 2 wardrobe, her beautiful butt-length espresso curls, her tan Spanish complexion, her seductive chocolate eyes. He was freaking hot. A little young, but you can still teach them things at that age, you know. She sighed. "And they can go forever. 3 times a night if you're lucky." "You're so bad," Hannah scolded. Gabby motioned to a seat next to her. "Be my guest, chica." But she didn't mean it. In fact, she secretly hoped Daisy would just go. And for thinking that, of course, she felt super guilty. Hannah, Daisy, and she had been instant friends since freshman year in college when fate had thrown them all together in the same cramped dorm at UBuff, the University of Buffalo. And they'd stayed close through 10 years of boyfriends, breakups, bad bosses, family bullshit, illnesses, therapy, cross-country moves back, and the general drama and angst that accompanied all of the above. But it always seemed to be Daisy who enjoyed most of the boyfriends and breakups, as well as most of the drama. Daisy's enduring popularity had never bothered her as much as it had this past year, though, when for Gabby, just landing a stupid date had become about as challenging as picking all 6 lotto numbers in the same drawing. Back in college, when the three of them were cute and inseparable and the nicknames were being handed out, they were known around campus as Charlie's Angels. Hannah had been branded the smart one, Gabby was the funny one, and Daisy the pretty one. Even now, almost 7 years after the final note of pomp and circumstance had ushered the Angels officially into adulthood, the labels had held fast, and being the funny one was no longer the compliment it used to be. Gabby's hang-up, no doubt. Daisy was still the same great friend she used to be. But the fun, hard-partying Sex and the City lifestyle fantasy they'd all joked they were actually living was one day supposed to come to an end, with each of them landing high-powered husbands and popping out a brood of beautiful babies who would play together on the living room floors of their fabulous homes while their mommies gossiped over lattes in the kitchen.